What's up, family? Another beautiful day, loving, giving thanks and praise to really whoever you may conceive in need, whether you may conceive him or already be. Okay, another note. This racist white woman calling a little kid, a 5-year-old kid, the N-word in the park. I know she want to get a GoFundMe to get money to move because she getting death threats. This racist white woman called a little black kid the N-word in the park. I know she want to raise money to move because she said she's getting death threats. Now this little black girl, he said to go in the system and find out where the money is going to and to stop her from getting the money. Like I said, this little black girl, this little big little black girl, a business owner, decided to go in the system and find out where this money is going to help this lady to move and to stop the woman getting money. Check it out, folks. Check it out. Check it out. Interesting. Very interesting.
In people's smoothies. For those of you who don't know, not too long ago, a white woman was exposed for calling a young black child the N word. A white mom calls out a black 5-year-old child, calls the child the N word. Okay? She is now raising hundreds of thousands of dollars from bigots across the land. Here it is. Do you call him a child? Call the child. It is my business. You call him. Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again? To say. Somebody digging to it. That little kid, you call him the little child? Are you about to hit him? You chase him here? He took my son's stuff. So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old the N-word. That's what he's gonna act. That's what you're gonna call him. That's what he's gonna act like. You know that's a hate speech. Put up the picture full mass. Let's deal with this. A white woman was caught on camera calling a 5-year-old black child the N-word. This was on a Minnesota playground. She raises over $260,000 after the backlash from her insane, extreme, bigoted, and racist behavior. The witness alleged in a separate video that the child has autism. McWhorter said that after he stopped recording, the woman reportedly hurled more slurs and then told him and his wife that they should leave the country. Put her up again. As I've said before, the isms all run together. They work as a team, especially when being spewed like this. So these reports have not yet been independently verified. So I'm going to get into it. The woman in the video has been identified as Shiloh. She has created an online fundraiser seeking $250,000 to relocate out of fear of retaliation after receiving threats in response to the viral video. She also claims in the video that her hateful outburst was due to the child allegedly stealing from her. Now, let's talk about this as if we are adults. The child is being blamed for the adult's racism. Let's start there. Who's childish here? The last time I checked, people had donated over $500,000 to this woman, and then she increased her goal to $1 million. Like, it's so dystopian, it's crazy. But quickly, let's go to TikTok, where I came by some creators who are trying to make sure that this woman cannot get that money. Okay, so I haven't talked about this a whole lot, but I have been so bothered by this. When I say I have been disgusted by this, there was this white woman named Shiloh Hendricks who called a black baby the N-word. And then when she was exposed, she went on to raise, I think it's at $1 million now. She has raised $1 million on this crowdfunding page for calling a black kid the N-word, right? I was so bothered by that, and everybody's like, what can we do? What can we do? Y'all know me for cyberbullying people, but that was not going to be enough, so I'm going to tell y'all what I did, okay? I've been thinking, I've been strategizing, I've been doing a little sleuthing, right? So what I thought about as a business owner
what do I want to hit? Do I want to hit her or do I want to hit the money? So
The
I
money.
thought about that. So
The
I
money.
started searching and trying to figure out how can I find this funding source. I'm a business owner, I own a retail store, so I know there is a funding source. There's a pipeline somewhere, right? GiveSendGo is the platform she uses, but they are not the bank. So I thought, like, we gotta find a bank. And most banks are not going to want to be attached to something like that, right? Like most banks, especially payment processors, they will cut that shit off with any type of doubt or controversy. They'll usually just cut it off, right? So what I did, I used to be a web developer, so I know how to code and I know how to read code. So I went and I broke down the code on GiveSendGo's checkout page line for line, and there were keywords I wanted to look for, right? So I looked for the keywords and I started looking through the keywords and I found the keyword Block Inc., right? That's familiar, right? Block Inc. is the parent company of Square. So I went and I did my researching, and it turns out, yeah, that's their payment processor. So I'm going to attach and I'm going to share ways we can contact both Block Inc. and Square. So we want to hit both of them so they can't ignore us, right? But there is a process to report stuff like that, and I don't know if they just didn't think we'd find it out, but yeah, we found it out. So I'm going to share how y'all can report. Stop reporting to GiveSendGo. They don't give a shit. They supported Kyle Rittenhouse, the January 6th rioters. That is literally what they do. That platform thrives off hate. So we don't want to hit them. We want to hit the money. And see, GiveSendGo is a for-profit company, and they pretty much can do what they want to do. But when it comes to banking and payment processing in this country, we do actually have laws and regulations surrounding that. So any type of bank or payment processor has to have a clear-cut policy that prevents them from funding hateful things like that.
And that is good to know.
And Square,
that is good to know.
Policies that prohibit the use of their platform for glorifying or amplifying or profiting off of harassment, illegal activities, racism, and yes, hate speech. So she has violated their policy by even having that campaign. I'm telling y'all, stop playing with black women in business and stop playing with black women in tech. Because I know good and well, y'all didn't think we were going to look into that. I started searching and trying to figure out how can I find this funding source.
This is absolutely amazing, and we got to make sure to blow this creator up. So as we all know, Tyler Hendricks has raised over $650,000 on her way to $1 million. GiveSendGo doesn't really care. People have tried to report it, doesn't matter. But this creator used her coding skills to dig into the HTML and JavaScript and Block Inc. Square, which has very big policies against hate-filled discriminatory fundraising. So Keandra, I hope I'm saying that right, launched a coordinated campaign to flood with complaints, crashing the support bot of Block Inc. and dropping the stock over 24.5% after it crashed. Coders started volunteering to join in and monitor the actual processing, and what you saw is they tried to switch it over to Stripe. She's urging people to file complaints with the FTC and the CFPB. It's only going to help increase the chance of a paper trail and holding platforms like this accountable. Also, side note, she does mention that she is receiving death threats, but to go ahead and tag her in this information. So if you are a white creator particularly, tag the original creator. You can file a complaint with Square or Block, you can email Square directly, you can report to federal agencies, and then obviously file and tag the original creator that had this idea. And if you're wondering what the end goal is here, I'll let her finish it out.
I'll tell you about this payment processor and their so-called policy. Now, Square and Block Inc. have a policy that details that not only do they have the right to pause your payouts, but they have a right to hold the funds indefinitely. If they find that you violated their policy or if they stop payment for any reason, they have the right to hold that money to protect them from disputes. So we're hoping that they hold the payout and those assholes never get refunded.
So I've been following this story since I heard about it 2 days ago. Yes, that's how late I got to hear about this story. I live under a rock, guys. But I've been following this story, like I said, and so far the Shiloh woman has not made any withdrawal. So I'm hoping that all of the efforts this good sister had put in making people aware of what exactly they can do to make sure that she don't get the money. I'm hoping that all of that would put through positively and the money would be denied of her, because ain't no way we're going to let this slide. We're going to let it be that rate to deceased people can now profit off of their rate to deceased. That's crazy, especially when it's racism towards a child. No, we can't let that be the world that we live in.
This is a great question too. So I said the FTC, that's the Federal Trade Commission, right? So the Federal Trade Commission is responsible in this country. Right now, they are gutting it. Trump is gutting it, but don't worry about that. That's not the point because we still need to create that paper trail. You can still file a complaint and document that you did indeed complain, right? So go to the Federal Trade Commission's website. Their job and responsibility is to monitor pretty much shady and discriminatory business practices. So you're going to file a complaint with them, especially if you've ever worked with this company, if you've ever used their products, anything like that. If you've ever had Stripe or Square or Cash
Okay,
App,
folks, the whole thing is right here. You can see the whole thing right here. Look.
you
You can see the whole thing right here, folks. On,
whether that's closing your account, whether that's delaying
you
your
can watch the
funds,
whole thing right
putting you
here.
through extra verification steps that's inconveniencing you. If they
Key thing there is that they're stopping the funds from going to that lady because she want money so she can relocate. Now they're stopping the funds so she don't get the money because after calling a little kid the N word and then you go fund me to get money to move. Now that shit got to stop. No, see, that means they're working off your whiteness. They can say what they want to say to you and then get a GoFundMe to get money to move. Now that shit got to stop. So anyway, like I said before, the whole thing is regular. Whole thing. And hopefully she don't get the money. All right, folks. On today, folks. On then, stay vigilant, stay aware, stay knowledgeable, stay informed, protect you and your family at all times. At all times. Peace out. Subscribe, share, like the video, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, share, like the videos. Peace out, lots of love.